Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 and compare it against the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 and see which watch is better one for you. Now clearly the Watch 6 in my opinion is the better one for sure. That's the one that's going to be giving you just the better experience in pretty much every single way. But I think the Watch 3 is still a very good watch as well for the most part. It's not perfect, but as I mentioned before, I think it gets the job done, and I think it's still a decent watch for sure. If you want to pick up either one of these watches, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside, the Watch 3 came out in 2020, so basically like 3 years ago as of this point, and it was a good watch. This was actually, I think, the last watch you could sync up with an iPhone, which is very funny because you can no longer do that. But this one was basically the last one to do it. And the body of this thing actually looked pretty good. It was that circular design. So you had that thing, the crown thing around that specific display on some models. And it looked like a really good watch, right? I've always felt like Samsung has made really decent looking watches. And this one is no exception. It looks great. You have the 2 buttons on the side as well. And I think it did come out in 2 different sizes like the other watches had. And the display on this thing is still very, very good. With the Watch 6, on the other hand, this is, I would say, a better looking watch. This thing looks better, it gets brighter in the display, but also there's way less bezel on the Galaxy Watch 6 compared to the Watch 3. So depending on which model of the Watch 3 that you get that digital crown thing around it or not. But with the Watch 6, there are a couple different models you can choose from as well, but it's still very nice that we are getting way more display on the Watch 6 over the Watch 3 as far as I can tell. Now you're still getting the 2 buttons on the side there too, which is still very, very good. On the back, you're getting that wireless charging area where you can just charge up both these watches. You can also charge up both these watches from a Samsung Galaxy phone if you have it. So that is something that is really cool. You have that built into a lot of different Samsung Galaxy phones, not every single one, but a majority of them. And that's a super cool thing that we have that type of capability on the Watch 6 and on the Watch 3. Now, both these watches have the band situation that I'm not the biggest fan of. I feel like if Samsung can, understand the band technology like they have on the Pixel Watch and like the Apple Watch, I feel like if they just copy those specific mechanisms to their Galaxy Watch, that is the best way to go about doing it. They still have this like a really weird phase where they're dropping these random band systems, but they're not doing a great job. So I feel like if they can just improve that a little bit, then we'll be in a really, really good spot. But again, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see what happens there. But still, both of them are doing really good. And I would say on the outside, both these watches do actually look fairly solid. I'm a big fan of both these watches for sure. Now, moving on to basically the features and everything built in. What I normally use inside of my watches, they are very, very basic features. I'm typically just checking notifications, seeing if I'm getting a text message or this or that, or I'm pretty much maybe responding to some notifications or basically tracking my workouts. Those are kind of the big things that I normally do inside of my devices. Other than that though, like I mentioned, I'm not doing anything insane. So even a Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 that came out in 2020 would probably be more than enough for me to actually suffice and have a decent experience with. That's kind of what I've seen before, and that's kind of what I'm feeling right now as well. So I think in the back of your head, that's just one thing that you're going to have to kind of keep in mind, that when you're getting a device like that, you're actually getting a pretty solid device and pretty solid experience from both of these watches. But also from the Galaxy Watch 3, I think that's still a decent performing device. You're getting a decent chipset, right? You're getting 1 GB of RAM. With the Galaxy Watch 6, you're actually getting 18% better performance from the Watch 5, which is already so much faster than the Watch 3. But you're also getting twice as much RAM on the Watch 6 than on the Watch 3. So it's almost like it's twice as good in pretty much in most areas inside of the Watch 6. So that's just another thing you're going to want to keep in mind in the back of your head as well. If you're going to be getting the better watch here, you might as well get the Watch 6 because that is going to be the better one here as far as I can tell. So to kind of sum up this comparison, what I'll tell you is I definitely do think that the Galaxy Watch 6 is the better watch here in pretty much every single way. That's the one that's going to be giving you better performance, better capability, just the better software, better everything pretty much in every single way. It's not a perfect watch, but I think it really gets the job done. And I think Samsung did a really good job with the Watch 6. The Watch 3 I think is still good if you're out there still trying to find a decent watch, but that's already kind of outdated, and you're probably better off buying something like the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 than the Galaxy Watch 3 as far as I can tell. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.